Hello and welcome to our NNS 2026 election studio. And today we are joined by Babs Shogbamu, who served as president of the association during one of the most challenging periods in recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic. While circumstances limited normal community activities, Bab's experience provides valuable lessons on leadership under pressure, balancing expectations and keeping the community connected, even when times were uncertain. In this conversation, we will hear his perspective on navigating challenges, what leadership during unusual time teaches us, and why participation from every member remains crucial. Now, we are being able to track him down in St. John's, and today he's joining us from there. Good to see you and welcome to the ANNS election studio, Babs Shogbamu.
Yeah, good evening, Promise. I'm happy to be here and the crew. How is everybody doing?
Well, we're just hanging out here and holding forth for you all the way here. Right, let's jump right into it. Actually, the intro there makes it very clear that you were president at a time when a lot of people were unable to do a lot of things, and that was the COVID-19 pandemic. Tell us, what was it like actually leading under that circumstance?
Yeah, Promise, I'll tell you one thing. Stepping into leadership during that time felt like entering a role with half the usual tools missing. So much of community work relies on presence, connection, and shared spaces.
Right.
Suddenly, none of that was possible.
And one would wonder really how you managed to motivate people and make them show up and get them all engaged and kept on going until you left office. Can you share a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, I can assure you that it was very difficult period for everyone, but because of our unity of purpose in my team, we were positively engaging people. We were getting a lot of activity online. We had to adapt to the new situation of things. We held ourselves as a community as one, and special thanks to all the people available within that period. We all adapted,
Right.
and we all survived that period.
I totally agree with you. But as one of the former leaders of the association, the great one here for Nova Scotians, I assume that you may have had contact with people and listened to people's perspective about our community. Do you have any story that you share with us?
Yeah, I'll tell you one that easily come to my mind. I've had the privilege of meeting the likes of the Premier, who intimated me that time that our community is unique, that in interacting with the African race, he has come to regard our community as one that is seriously bonded, that actually are self-starters, that are never unassuming, that they are hardworking. And based on that, he was ready to work with us. And he was going to get the community, which is our host, to work with him and to take the community in the path of the growth together with the host. And many of us are witnessing the positive effect of such a perspective from such a person like the Premier.
It's good to know. And from that level of, people who mean a lot to a lot of people here within the Nova Scotian community. Now, you managed to motivate people a lot in your role. What was it like motivating people, carrying people around and then making them believe in that singular goal of unity when you were president of the ANS?
Okay, one thing I would tell you is that transparency is very essential. When people really see that you are transparent, you can imagine people saying that I know what I'm about to tell you will not get you upset, so I will say it. It gives you the confidence and the happiness that is an open talk. And when people speak and you empathize with them and you are able to collectively forge a solution forward, you will see a lot of incremental growth in all aspects of life. And those are the kind of experiences I had with people. There were one-on-one and one-to-many relationship that was created within that period. So I tried to communicate openly about what was possible and what was not. Even when activities were paused, the work did not stop. So we shifted a lot of things behind the scene. I was able to make sure that people understood the quieter work of planning behind the scene, and with members and maintaining the system.
Now, for that position of the president and indeed other members of the executive, it's purely volunteerism, isn't it? And I'm wondering, what was it like, working under that condition? You're putting in all the time to organize meetings, to organize events. Sometimes you have to run around for some personal things on, as far as the welfare of members. Uh, How did you manage that expectation with your job, with your family, and just kept going?
Okay, I'll tell you one simple thing. I learned a lot of patience and the value of simplicity and steady engagement. You see, there are several senses God has given us. There's a sense of listening and there's a sense of hearing. So if you listen, you will hear well. Some people talk while some people speak. So when you have the gift of speaking, you'll be able to talk through people. So there are a lot of little salient values that I was able to enshrine and encourage and, try and incrementally encourage people to see it from that perspective. And people became the ambassadors of those line of thought. And I had one saying that time that the community is bigger than everybody.
Right.
Nobody is as big as the community. And many people pick the slogan and they actualized it in most of their engagement. And with that, collectively, we succeeded far more than what was expected within that period.
Now, looking back, what did leadership teach you about balancing inclusion and decisiveness? I think that's a big thing because sometimes people feel like we are not Nigerians enough to be part of the big party. So, how did you balance that inclusion and decisiveness?
Yeah, from my little experience, I gather that the inclusiveness and decisiveness, they are not opposite. Actually, they work side by side. There are many perspectives, especially from people whose experience are different. But at the end of the day, you need to bring everybody to a table and let everybody still speak with unity of purpose. So collectively, we were able to achieve that within that window of opportunity we had. And everybody started speaking about the same language, even though you don't get everybody to actually move at the same pace, but you have enough patience to make sure you carry people along. And as a testimony of that, when we were leaving, you could imagine how many people competed for several of those positions. And by the time we step off, most of those positions were fully occupied. So we made sure that we recognize that the point of decision that has to be made was inclusive.
Right.
And we gave people a lot of room to contribute and lead us the direction of how they want us while we guide that conversation in all those medium opportunities that we had.
And that it brings me to this issue of diversity. The community has grown, the numbers have increased, and you have people from every part of Nigeria represented here. Is there anything now that you understand differently about leading that diverse community?
Well, I will tell you one thing. We have grown so much that we are still on the right track. The host community has embraced us. The little that we can do, we are doing it in individual, incremental ways. And I can assure you that with the large number of people we have now, which has been encouraged by the nature of the collectiveness that we held ourselves, it makes it easier for us to speak as one, hold on to ourselves, and we make more impact with the number of population that we have currently. So let's use our numbers to the greatest of our advantage.
Right.
The time for us is yesterday. If we miss yesterday, today is the only opportunity we have. And I hope we won't be looking for the future. Nobody can do it for us. Only ourselves can do it. So our numbers as collectively be making impact in the community, and the community is feeling it and they are embracing us. So collectively, we should continue to prosper in that space.
Talking about long-term success right now, what do you think is required of an association to be able to achieve that long-term progress and success over time?
Well, I would put it in perspective.
Right.
The more we continuously engage each other in all endeavors, support each other the way we have been doing over time. I mean, gone are the days when you see anyone lost without somebody saying, "Hey, how may I help you?" You know, continue to be welcoming the way we've been doing, act as mentors, career mentors to a lot of people. Your opinion matters in any way it does. The leaders are also human, so if they may not listen to you the way you think they should, but they've actually recorded your voice and it continues to reverberate in their mind all those solutions you want to bring comfort and take part in that community engagement. And actually, in the previous study that was held, community engagement actually makes people to live long. So I will encourage every one of us to continue in that space and show the world how better we have become.
Right. So I believe a lot of people are part of the association for just the reason of identifying. Um, what are other reasons why people should participate and get engaged into the activities, and it probably show interest in leading as well, just like you did in the past?
Okay, showing up is how a community takes ownership of itself. Nobody will determine what your community will become for you.
Right.
The little that we're enjoying in Nova Scotia today is because of the involvement of the people that were there up to this moment. And when people come, they join, and collectively we move forward. So my appeal to everyone is to continue to participate, because participation gives the legitimacy to the process and energy to those who serve. It encourages people that are there that, okay, they are making the impact. So when people show up, they help to ensure strong leadership, fair decisions, and vibrant association. Our association is not the same is not operating at the same level we started with. And special thanks to the people that took over from us up to the current executive. They've tried the best they can. And at this point in time, we wish that people from the community will step up and take it up from where these guys are leaving it and take it much higher. It has always been projected upward since we all came about 10, 12 years ago to Nova Scotia. So the best we wish is for people to come out, join, and continue to lead.
Now, but we may have, or I'm assuming that there might be some groups who are stepping back and are disengaged. What will be your message to them?
My message to them is to continue to get involved. They cannot just afford, the community wants them to come forward, because all the changes they want can easily be effected if they come forward and continue to engage. And my appeal to them is for them to be involved in all aspects and continue to support. We have a lot of Nigerians on the board of different government agencies. They can always come together and add the value of what they've learned about the government systems and use it to support the association wherever it is. We have auditors, we have CPAs, we have doctors among us. We have a lot of all these little bits of advantages. And when we synergize, I mean, the weakest link can always be supported by the strongest link, and there will be no link that is weak at all.
All right, Papa Yankee, which is the name they call you more often. Let's wrap this up quickly with a message from you. Elections is around the corner, and it's a very, very important time in the association where new people are brought on board to lead to the next, phase of the community. What will be your advice that you want to give the members of the community to stay involved, to participate in the elections as we begin to get into that serious time of changing leadership?
Yeah, my words for them is for them to stay curious. They need to ask questions, because by the time they learn a lot of bits and pieces of the candidates that are coming out, they get to understand the issues better. Elections are not just about choosing leaders. They are about deciding the community direction. I want to make that distinctly clear. It's not about just selecting some people to lead. It's about the direction the community is going to face next. And your contributions matter a lot. So your involvement signals that you care about the future and you expect accountability and transparency as a result of that. So please come together, join forces, and help us to grow that community. We'll all be proud of all your involvement in coming years. We've tried the little we can, and we've handed over to those of you that are smarter than us, and a lot is being given to you now. So we wish you the very best. For those of you that are contesting, and for those of you that are going to be participating, please and please come out and support those in the center.
Absolutely. Come out and support those in the center. Thank you so much, Babs Shogbamu, past president, ANS here in Nova Scotia. Thank you for honoring our invitation and having a chat with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Promise, and special thanks to yourself and your crew. The little you are doing is being recognized, and may God continues to help the community to grow. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.
Right. Babs Insight shows that participation indeed matters. Your voice, your involvement, and your commitment help strengthen the association, no matter this challenge we face. And remember, the nomination window for the new set of executive is still open. Make sure to nominate yourself or someone you believe can help move the association forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next.